Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Grant King and hope you're having a great, wonderful Labor Day. A few weeks ago, I shared a video and then I actually made a smaller video explaining how the powers that be had gotten us to comply with all the COVID mandates. The video that I shared was a man, honestly, his name's escaping me now, but he had been a stage hypnotist and he was explaining that the very tactics that he would use to get people to comply were the same tactics that were being used by the powers that be to get us to comply with the COVID mandates, the mask mandates, the social distancing, and now trying to get us all to get vaccinated. So what I was going to do this time is talk a little bit about the hypnotic effects of the mainstream news, of watching news, period. Um, One of the things you have to understand about news is that they're about selling commercials. At the most benign, they're about selling commercials, which means they've got to sensationalize it and they've got to get you in. Now, keep in mind, one of the things that I had pointed out, that was actually pointed out by this other gentleman, was they want to get you into a heightened state of emotional alertness. And they also want to confuse you, too. So what they have to do is they've got to really sensationalize it. I'll give you an example of one that happened about a year ago. My wife and I actually never watch network news myself. And about a year ago, we were in this little diner and they had the news on, and I don't remember which affiliate it was, but I distinctly remember the headline story was California passes grim threshold of 400 positive COVID cases. Okay, couple of things kind of interesting about that. First of all, the use of that four-letter word, grim. That word adds absolutely nothing to the news story. You could have just simply said California now has 400 positive COVID cases. The word grim was put in there to evoke an emotional response. Now, they also didn't put the thing into perspective either. 400,000 is a huge number. It's almost the population of Knox County where I live. I guess Knox County has about 75,000 more than that. But California has a population of about 40 million people. So 400,000 is actually 1%. Now, it would have been just as accurate to have made the news headline say this: California positive COVID cases is now up to 1%. Now, that wouldn't have gotten any kind of a reaction at all. But by saying the grim threshold of 400,000, it evokes an emotional response. So they were trying to get people into a heightened state of emotional alertness. But the thing is it was misleading. Then the thing was interesting. Okay, now we've got 400,000 positive cases. We know this is a virus which has more than a 99% survival rate, which means, let's see, 400,000, that would mean maybe 4,000 people potentially would die from it if 1% actually died. Still a large number, but when you put it against the backdrop there, they have more traffic deaths in California than they do COVID deaths. But then what they did is they went and covered one story, just one story of a really, really heartbreaking situation of somebody who, I don't remember if they had actually passed away or not, but they were on a ventilator, they were suffering, and, they were just going on and on about how horrible this thing is. But again, didn't put it into the perspective that, the vast majority of people who actually come down with COVID-19 are going to have cold flu-like symptoms. And and 99% of them are going to completely recover without any problem. So here's the suggestion I want to make. I'm not going to tell you which news company you should pay attention to or not pay attention to. I'm going to make a suggestion to you, and I just challenge you to try this. Turn off the news. Don't watch any of it. Don't watch Fox. Don't watch CNN. Don't watch any of it. Here's the thing. And now, some people have an idea that, well, I actually like to watch both Fox and CNN because I get the liberal side and then I get the conservative side, and then I can form a balanced opinion off of that. No, you can't. What you really did is you just confused yourself. And that's actually what they really want. They want you in a heightened state of emotional alertness, and they want you confused. Because if you're in a heightened state of emotional alertness and you're confused, you are very, very susceptible to the power of suggestion. And when they come up with anything, any mandates, you're very, very likely just to go along with it without questioning. Here's the problem with listening to two different sides and trying to form a balanced opinion. Like I said, you're just confused. The reason you're confused is because you don't have a truth meter to be able to tell which one is telling the truth. If one news company is saying one thing and another news company is saying something else, they're not both telling the truth. Now, the truth is they could both be telling a lie. They're just different kinds of lies, but they're not both telling the truth. And unless you have some kind of a truth detector to where you can determine which one of them is actually telling the truth, you're just confused. And the fact is, if you actually could tell which one is telling the truth, then you would actually know more than the news company and you don't need to watch it at all. Hence my challenge. Don't watch it. But you say, I need to be informed. Well, the problem is that you're listening to propaganda. I don't know if you remember a long time ago, there was a situation, I don't remember which company it was. It was one of the car manufacturers. Apparently they had recalled some of their trucks because there was a potential that the gas tanks could catch on fire. So one of the news companies actually did a demonstration of the tank catching on fire. Well, it was shown later on that what had happened was they had actually attached incendiary devices to the gas tank and caused the gas tanks to explode. So it was completely a fake news story. Now, in a thinking society, that news company should have been completely off the air within a week. You lied to us. We trust you to give us news. They lied. They didn't give us news. They gave us propaganda. They were trying to form an opinion in us. And we should have simply disregarded them. Says they have proven that they are unreliable. We're not going to listen to them anymore. We're taking our business somewhere else. But it didn't happen, because people have become so lulled into what they're hearing and have actually basically been taken in by it. So here's my suggestion. Don't listen to the news. Now, you say we need to be informed. Here's the challenge. Try this. If you want to be informed, get in your car at the top of the hour, turn the radio on, and catch the headlines. They'll go about 2.5, 3 minutes, whatever, and then turn it off. You'll hear the headlines, you'll kind of have an idea, and I guarantee you, you're going to know as much as you would have having listened to 3 hours of some 24/7 news company. Or when you turn on your computer and you hit Google, there's a list of headlines down there. Just skim down it real quickly and then turn it off. And just try, I would suggest just try this for a month and see if you don't find yourself feeling much more calm, much more relaxed, and every bit as informed as you would have been anyway. So God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you again soon.